Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I apologise, first of all, that I can't express myself concisely on a matter of this complexity in any other language than English, so I will be at least brief. I'm the CEO of IPSOS in India. IPSOS is a global market research company. We're present in 84 countries around the world. We have about 16,000 staff, of which 650 are based here in India. We were asked to assist in the collection of the data and the assessment that resulted in identifying the best cities to live in India. And I'm going to take you briefly through how we did that. And I guess part of the reason I'm doing that is if you didn't like the result when you hear it, I'm the guy you can come and complain to at the end. We recognise a city in this context as a place with over 1 million or 10 lakh of people living there. In 2001, the census identified 35 cities of that size. The 2011 census identified 52 cities of that size. So it's quite a significant growth, and I think it also indicates the importance, the relevance of this process and this award. We began by stratifying those 52 cities into 4 groups, 10 lakh to 15 lakh at the smallest group in size, and the largest group over 40 lakh population. We then needed to establish a way of getting some basic data on those cities to narrow down our field of testing. So we looked at a number of areas of secondary data, and ultimately what we were aiming to do was identify 20 leading cities based on secondary data, again apportioned according to the number of people living in those different groupings. We did this by looking at data on 12 key areas. We looked at infrastructure and housing, at law and order, and health and education. And within those 3 areas, there were 4 components each. We used sources, governmental sources and other expert agency sources, information about district information systems on education and performance, national urban sanitation policy information, urban transportation information. Ultimately, we were looking to create a score for each of these criteria for each city in the 52. So, for example, a score would be established according to the amount of the distance of metallised road within the city per head of population in that city, or the literacy level, the inward migration from the rural environment, and crime rates. Having done this, we had a short list of 20 cities that came out with the top scores, 20 across the 4 subcategories. We then did a survey of 4,000 people within those 20 cities. We did a random survey, going house to house, asking again questions about those key areas: infrastructure and housing, law and order, health and education. We weighted the results according to social class, the social class structure of the city, and also the age structure of the city, so that we got a result that reflected the population actually within the city. The sort of questions we asked were particularly about, for example, in public transport, we asked questions like the access to the public transport, how convenient it was to get to, the availability through the day, daytime and nighttime, and the affordability. We pulled all this information together, and from that we derived the scores and the results that you're going to be introduced to this evening. I hope you enjoy the evening. We've certainly enjoyed working with ABP on this project. It's very exciting, and if you're interested in discussing further afterwards, I'll be around for the rest of the evening. Thank you.